Hey everyone, welcome to Right Side Broadcasting Network. I'm Alyssa Ashe. Thank you so much for tuning in for this special report about sexual misconduct, a report that will be released according to The Hollywood Reporter. It will be released about CBS chairman and CEO Les Moonves. So it should be released sometime today, but I'm going to kind of go through that information with you guys by Ronan Farrow, who is a journalist that is very famous for publishing the Harvey Weinstein accusations with The New Yorker. And also completely unrelated, but it was released today as well, that Mel Watt, the powerful regulator of mortgage giants Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac, is under investigation for alleged sexual harassment of an employee. So those both came out today, like I said, completely unrelated, but just about the same topic. So I decided to put them together. And I see you guys all here on the chat room. I want to take a second just to welcome you. Thank you so much for being here. Some of our sponsors are already in the house. Guinevere, our moderators, excuse me, and then our sponsors are here as well. Larry Stokes, Christopher Milner, and it looks like, who else is here? Gregory Ashe. So thank you very much for being here. And yes, Light Switch, Ronan Farrow is Mia Farrow's son. Saw your comment there. So hopefully your sound is good right now. Christopher Milner said sound went out, but it is playing out right now. I'm seeing levels here. So I'm going to kind of go through some information with you guys and show you how the CBS stock has, of course, plummeted today because of this expected story. And yes, Bonnie Nutter, Les Moonves is Julie Chen's husband from the talk. She is his second wife. And I'll go into a little bit of his background as well. But first, I'm going to tell you guys just a quick rundown of what's going on. And this is from Fox News. So CBS chairman and CEO Les Moonves will be accused of unwanted kissing and touching in Ronan Farrow's latest #MeToo bombshell for The New Yorker, according to The Hollywood Reporter. And I'll get into that Hollywood Reporter article with you guys as well. But I first want to go through this information. So the entertainment outlet reported on Friday, sources with knowledge of the article say it delves into the broader culture at CBS and will publish later today on the magazine's website. And Farrow's account in The New Yorker reportedly includes allegations against Moonves, 68, detailing recent claims in addition to incidents that occurred more than 20 years ago. And CBS actually told THR that all allegations of personal misconduct are to be taken seriously and issued the following statement. The independent directors of CBS have committed to investigating claims that violate the company's clear policies in that regard. Upon the conclusion of that investigation, which involves recently reported allegations that go back several decades, the board will promptly review the findings and take appropriate action. So they are definitely taking this seriously. And the company's stock took a dip following the publication of the Hollywood Reporter's story. And Moonves' contract as CBS's CEO was extended in 2014 through 2019, after which he was slated to remain in an advisory role for an additional 5 years. And CBS did not immediately respond to Fox News' request for additional comment. And The New Yorker also did not immediately respond to a request for comment, and Farrow did not respond when asked by Fox News to confirm the report. So Farrow actually won a coveted Pulitzer Prize and helped spark the Me Too movement when he exposed disgraced Hollywood heavy hitter Harvey Weinstein as a sexual predator in The New Yorker after NBC famously passed on the story. And Farrow is set to explain his side of the story regarding why NBC passed in an upcoming book. So Farrow's reported expose would come as Moonves fights Shari Redstone, who, if you're not familiar, along with her father Sumner, she controls the majority of CBS and Viacom stock through the family's National Amusements holding company. And Shari Redstone has pushed to combine the two media giants, a deal Moonves rigorously opposed in the courts, and the two are now battling for control of the company. So Moonves began a controversial romance with his current wife, like some of you were commenting about in here, Julie Chen, in 2003 when he was still married to his current wife, Nancy Weinsfeld Moonves. And when Chen's relationship with CBS executive became public, she was the host of The Early Show on the network. And since then, she has nabbed roles of host on The Talk and Big Brother, of course, both on CBS. And Moonves and Chen married in 2004, and they have one child, a son named Charlie. And I will pull up a picture of the couple as well. Okay, switching over real quick. So you can see, in case you're not familiar with them, there is a picture of Les Moonves and Julie Chen. And of course, like I always say, if you guys have any more information on this subject that I haven't shared, please comment it right here in the YouTube chat, and you can also send it to me on Twitter. I will have my Twitter up as well so I can see all of your comments. And it was good earlier. I was getting ready, and still am and will be after this, but getting ready for that nightly news recap, and I asked you guys to share with me different stories and things you want to see tonight on the nightly news recap. So it was great seeing your responses, and I'm excited to share some of those stories with you guys tonight. Okay, I have my Twitter messages up now, so if you tweet me at Alyssa RSBN, I will be able to see them. So I'm going to keep going through this a little bit for you guys. And I see all of your comments on Facebook as well. Thank you for joining. On a different topic, on Facebook, Stephen Burton said, do we have exact numbers on how many conservatives are being shadow banned? Not at the moment, but I will try to find some and get back to you tonight during the nightly news recap. Okay, so going back a little bit, just to when they got together, so Moonves' estranged wife at the time was obviously seething when he left her for Chen, and she hardly kept her complaints to herself. She told the New York Daily News in 2004, I knew our marriage would end eventually, but the way it happened was not correct, and it was not moral. And according to the Hollywood Reporter, Moonves actually earned $69.6 million in 2016. And he is regarded as one of the most powerful individuals in the entertainment industry, and he regularly rubs elbows with stars ranging from Mark Wahlberg and to Kevin James and Halle Berry. But his closest and most prominent celebrity friend is George Clooney. And Clooney said in 2005 in a CBS News article, Les is a dear friend. And it was actually Chen who broke the news that Amal Clooney was expecting twins, and she got the go-ahead from the Clooneys to share their baby news on The Talk after a cozy double date in 2017. Now, right now, it is unclear if Farrow's bombshell will feature allegations that occurred after Moonves left his wife for Chen. And he actually joined CBS in 1995 and became CEO following the split from Viacom in 2006. And his seemingly never-ending list of TV credits includes standout hits like Everybody Loves Raymond, Survivor, and How I Met Your Mother. And I'm also going to show you guys a video of that stock that plummeted just so you can get an image there. And this is from CNBC. So like they said, the New Yorker is set to publish that article today. But I want to backtrack a little bit and go through that Hollywood Reporter article today that started all of this. So it actually came out this morning at 8:45 a.m. and it's titled Leslie Moonves Accused of Sexual Misconduct in Ronan Farrow Expose. So the CBS CEO, one of the most powerful men in Hollywood, is accused of unwanted kissing and touching in a New Yorker article set to be published Friday. And the New Yorker is poised to publish an article by Ronan Farrow that includes allegation of sexual misconduct on the part of embattled CBS chairman and CEO Leslie Moonves, the Hollywood Reporter has learned. So a spokesperson for the New Yorker says, "We don't comment on pieces we haven't published, and sources with knowledge of the article say it delves into the broader culture at CBS and will publish later today on the magazine's website." And CBS said that it's investigating the claims made against Moonves, and they said in a statement, all allegations of personal misconduct are to be taken seriously. The independent directors of CBS have committed to investigating claims that violate the company's clear policies in that regard. Upon the conclusion of that investigation, which involves recently reported allegations that go back several decades, the board will promptly review the findings and take appropriate action. And CBS added, the timing of this report comes in the midst of the company's very public legal dispute. While that litigation process continues, the CBS management team has the full support of the independent board members. Along with that team, we will continue to focus on creating value for our share owners. And these allegations are said to involve, in part, instances of unwanted kissing and touching that actually occurred more than 20 years ago, as well as numerous claims that occurred more recently. And Farrow, the reporter who won a Pulitzer Prize for breaking news of Harvey Weinstein's alleged pattern of rape and sexual assault, is said to have investigated Moonves and the environment at CBS for months, actually, as rumors swirled through the industry that such an article was in the works. And it's unclear what impact the New Yorker report will have at a time when Moonves is locked in litigation with Shari Redstone, who, like I said, is the controlling shareholder in both CBS and Viacom. And the feud erupted after CBS resisted Redstone's desire to merge the two companies, which she controls through voting shares in the Redstone family-controlled trust National Amusements, Inc. And CBS actually sued Redstone in May to prevent her from attempting to take control by ousting directors for changing bylaws. And Redstone responded with her own lawsuit saying Moonves has no right to strip her control of CBS. And CBS also received unwelcome scrutiny back in November when it fired Charlie Rose after the Washington Post reported that 8 women had accused the talk show host and co-anchor of CBS This Morning of sexual misconduct. And in a May 3rd follow-up, the paper reported that CBS managers had been warned of Rose's conduct on 3 occasions as early as in 1986, which was long before Moonves worked at the network, and as recently as April 2017. And among an additional 27 women who came forward with allegations against Rose were 14 CBS News employees. And a charismatic one-time actor, Moonves has long wielded exceptionally tight control over CBS while producing exceptional results. And he's kept hits on the air during a turbulent time for the broadcast business. In 2017, CBS was ranked as the most watched network in terms of total viewers, though it trailed NBC in the 18 to 49 demo. Now, with entertainment consumption habits changing quickly, as you all know, Moonves launched the CBS All Access streaming service with a spin-off of The Good Wife and a revamped Star Trek series. And he joined CBS in 1995 and remained there after Sumner Redstone acquired the company in 2000. He took the network from last to first place in the ratings with hits including Everybody Loves Raymond, CBS Survivor, and CSI Crime Scene Investigation. And in 2006, when Viacom split its businesses into 2 publicly traded companies, Moonves was named president and CEO of the newly formed CBS Corp, and he became chairman in 2016. And he has a close-knit executive cadre working for him, but he's known to demand great loyalty, and he's made enemies along the way. And when Howard Stern actually jumped from CBS Radio to Sirius Satellite, Moonves sued the stock jock for $500 million, prompting Stern to go on CBS's own late-night show wearing an I Hate Les Moonves shirt. So definitely some controversy there. And I am checking my socials just to make sure you guys don't have any comments or questions. And this will be a shorter stream, probably just about 15 more minutes as I have to get ready and do some research for tonight's news recap as well, which is going to be a lot of fun. So please stay tuned for that. That'll be tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, 7 p.m. Central. And I want to switch over a little bit. I want to talk about Mel Watt as well. But before I get there, I wanted to tell you guys real quick, many of you know this because you've been loyal viewers and you have tuned into our broadcast for a while. But if you don't, I wanted to let you guys know we are actually traveling next week in just a few days to 2 President Trump rallies, 2 MAGA rallies across the country. The first one will be on Tuesday, July 31st in Tampa, Florida, and the second one will be in Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania on August 2nd, on Thursday. And so it's going to be a very exciting time. I'm really excited. I've never had 2 rallies in 1 week before. And so it's going to be so much fun to just go out and, you know, get to know the crowds, really interview President Trump supporters and get to know those people and, you know, why they're there, what they stand for, different things like that. Anyways, it's going to be so much fun. But as you can imagine, going to these rallies are very expensive. And I saw one of you comment for my recap, and I'll get into that more later. But you had a question just about, you know, the different expenses and really what does it take for us to get there. So I wanted to break that down a little bit with you guys. Of course, we have to pay thousands of dollars for our flights, to pay our employees for their time, for where we're staying, for rental cars and, you know, different travel, and then for food and gas as well. So each rally is at least, at a minimum, especially sending 5 people, full crews like we are about to send. We're sending 5 people to each rally next week. It's a minimum of $5,000 at each one. So next week is expected to be over $10,000. So it's going to be very expensive. And of course, we can't go without your donations and support. So I wanted to show you guys real quick and just let you know the different ways you can donate if you want to help out and support Right Side. We really appreciate you. And so one way you can do that is super easy right here in the YouTube chat. You just click the $sign in the super chat and you are able to donate there, and you can type a fun message and I will share it with the whole world along with your name, of course, as long as they're appropriate. And it's just a fun, really interactive way to donate. Now, YouTube does get to keep about 70% of that. We keep 30%, but you can also donate a few other ways on our website, which is rsbnetwork.com/donate. Or if you just go to the homepage, it's the 4th tab over on that red bar at the very top. And you'll be able to see the different ways to donate. You can donate through PayPal, where we get to keep about 90% of that. So that's a little bit better, of course, than YouTube. And you can also donate through Patreon, where it's, you know, if you feel a little bit more invested in RSBN, maybe you really like what you're seeing, you want to see more of it, you can donate there, become a monthly donor, a patron is what it's called. And you can get fun things in return as well, like mugs and hats and pens and pencils and stickers and t-shirts, just different things so that you can think about Right Side throughout the day. And remember to watch us. And you can also donate just by sending a check to our mailing address, which is available on the website as well. And it looks like while I was talking about it, We got a couple, $9.99 from 5X Champs 2. Thank you very much for that. Really appreciate that. And $10 from Gregory Ashe, who said RSBN Road Money. Thank you so much, Dad. Really appreciate that. He is a fantastic supporter and definitely one of my #1 fans. So thank you for that, Dad. And let's see. I am checking your comments just to make sure you guys don't have any questions. And checking Facebook as well. And some of our great moderators over here on YouTube, Webster Cal keeps saying body slam that like that like button, and Guinevere, she said, God bless you all for supporting RSBN to get to POTUS Trump rallies. Thank you so much, moderators, donors. Really, really appreciate you guys. And before I move on, and yes, one-on-one, Prank Master said, I have a question. Go ahead and ask that. You guys, don't have to ask me. You can just go for it and ask your question in the chat room, and I will answer it the best I can. So I'm going to switch over. I want to give you guys a little bit more on Moonves's background before we move on to Mel Watt. So his full name is Leslie Moonves, in case you don't know. He was born on October 6, 1949 in New York City, New York. And he's an actor known for the $6 Million Man. And he's also been married to Julie Chen, like I said, since 2004. So some fun facts about him. He was trained at the Neighborhood Playhouse in New York. He's currently the president of CBS. And from 1989 to 1993, he was actually the president of Lorimar Television. And he became president of Warner Bros. Television in 1993 and joined CBS as president of CBS Entertainment in July 1995 and became president and CEO of CBS Television in April 1998. So he was elected to the CBS Corporate Board of Directors in July 1999. And he was appointed, along with MTV Network's chief Tom Freston, as co-president and co-COO of Viacom, which is the parent company of CBS, Paramount Pictures, MTV, Nickelodeon, and Simon & Schuster, among other entertainment properties. And I'll go through some of his work with you guys. So he was an actor in The Other Side of the Wind, Frankie and Johnny Are Married, The Nanny, the TV series, Midnight Caller, Enola Gay, The $6 Million Man, Gemini Man, Cannon, and Barbary Coast. And he was a producer for Blue Rodeo. And he was also featured in Entertainment Tonight, The Late Show with Stephen Colbert, The Late Show with James Corden, On the Money, Squawk Box, The Insider, Chaos on the Bridge, Episodes, The O'Reilly Factor, Friends, Friends from the Start, In the House with Peter Bart and Peter Guber, 60 Minutes, the 63rd Annual Tony Awards, a tribute to Peter Bart, a celebration of Bob Barker's 50 years in television, the 60th Annual Tony Awards, AFI's 100 Years, Everybody Loves Raymond, The Last Laugh, The Late Show with David Letterman, Paula Zan Now, The Price is Right $1 Million Spectacular, CBS at 75 The Practice, FaceTime The Young and the Restless, Chicago Hope, CBS The First 50 Years, and the 11th Annual Television Critics Association Awards, Sisters, and 30 Minutes. You can see he's definitely had a lengthy career in Hollywood, and it will be interesting to see what happens as this article comes out. It is expected to come out today. And I want to switch over and tell you guys about what is going on with Mel Watt. So he is a federal housing chief investigated for sexual harassment, and he's the powerful regulator of mortgage giants Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac. And like I said, he's under investigation for alleged sexual harassment of an employee. And I want to throw a picture of him up here real quick for those of you who are not familiar with him. Okay, so here is a picture of Mel Watt, and this is from Politico that I'm going to share with you guys real quick. So, a Federal Housing Finance Agency staffer actually accused the FHFA director of repeatedly making inappropriate sexual advances when she tried to discuss career and salary concerns. So the conversations included a 2016 meeting during which Watt steered the discussion to his feelings for the woman, according to documents and partial transcripts of tapes obtained by Politico. And in a separate encounter, Watt asked about a tattoo on her ankle, actually saying very inappropriately, "If I kiss that one, would it lead to more?" And the employee's lawyer, Diane Seltzer-Torre, confirmed the investigation after Politico received copies of the documents related to the case. So the employee has filed an equal employment opportunity complaint. And Torre said, "There is an investigation in progress. Our preference is to let that investigation proceed." And Politico is not naming the employee who requested privacy during an ongoing investigation. So through an FHFA spokeswoman, Watt, 72, released a statement calling the leak of documents political. And the selective leaks related to the matter are obviously intended to embarrass or to lead to an unfounded or political conclusion, Watt said in the email. However, I am confident that the investigation currently in progress will confirm that I have not done anything contrary to the law. I will have no further comment while the investigation is in progress. And an investigator working for the U.S. Postal Service, which is handling the case, declined to comment. And the FHFA Inspector General's office also declined to comment. So Watt was actually a former Democratic congressman from North Carolina, and he was appointed by President Obama in 2014 to lead the independent agency and is in the final months of his 5-year term. So the FHFA oversees that $5.4 trillion mortgage portfolio of Fannie and Freddie, the mortgage guarantors that stand behind most of U.S. housing market. And Fannie and Freddie buy mortgages, wrap them into securities stamped with government-backed guarantee, and then sell them to investors. So the employee, who's currently a special advisor at FHFA, has been at the agency since December 2014. And in a transcript dated April 2016, a person identified as Watt arranged for the two to meet outside the office because of perceptions. And that conversation actually took place on the drive from the FHFA to the Rosa Mexicana restaurant. And Watt said, well, you probably know what I wanted to talk to you about. I mentioned to you there is an attraction here, and I think it needs to be explored. In my experience, there are 4 types of attraction: emotional, spiritual, sexual, or a friendship. So the exercise here is to find out which one exists here. And the woman tried to shut down the conversation. She said, if I gave you that impression in any way, that was not intentional. My impression was that you wanted to discuss work-related items I've been talking to, and then it says in parentheses, a superior about. But if that's not the case, then I think I should take you back to FHFA because I don't want any confusion here. And later in that transcript, which was dated June 17th, 2016, Watt asked the employee about a tattoo on her ankle and suggested kissing it. And the employee said, is that what you're here to talk about? Because I already told you I don't want to have conversations like that with you. And he said, no, and immediately redirected the conversation to resolving the pay situation she had been bringing up. And the employee claims that a promotion was withheld from her because she reported the harassment according to documents. So in a third conversation dated November 11th, 2016, Watt asked the woman why she had rejected his advances. And when she told him she was in a relationship, he said, I love my wife too. Having an attraction for someone else doesn't mean you don't love them. So definitely inappropriate comments there made by Watt. And under EEO guidelines, a federal agency has 180 days to investigate a complaint before the accuser can file a lawsuit. And the investigation into Watt has been underway for at least a month, according to the documents. And Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac have been under government conservatorship since 2008, when the Treasury seized control of the companies to prevent their collapse during the housing crisis. And during Watt's tenure, the companies have been expanding their footprint and developing new mortgage and lending products, raising concerns among Republicans and some Democrats. And the FHFA is also facing protracted litigation by hedge funds over the future of the two companies, which remain under government control a decade after the collapse. And Watt came to the job after 2 decades in Congress, when he was investigated and cleared in 2010 by the Office of Congressional Ethics for fundraising efforts during a debate over the Dodd-Frank financial overhaul bill. And a year later, he introduced legislation to cut ethics office funding by 40%, and that measure failed. So just a couple interesting, but of course really inappropriate and heartbreaking updates for you guys there about those two. And you know, of course, I want to hear your comments as well. I see a lot of you have been commenting in the YouTube chat, and I'm going to check my Twitter DMs as well, just to make sure you guys don't have anything to say there. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. Unfortunately, that is all I have for you on Les Moonves and Mel Watt, but stay tuned as that article from the New Yorker is expected to come out sometime today. Hopefully it'll come out during my nightly news recap so I can share that with you guys. And I'm going to take some time, do some research for that nightly news recap, get all those stories ready for you guys. And I'm really excited to share that with you. And we'll see you guys back here again at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. And once again, for Right Side Broadcasting Network, I'm Alyssa Ashe.